sector analysis, and we are going to go to the website using this link and download the data. So we are going to be using ETFs, which are indicators of economic sectors. So generally, when you click, it takes you here. It takes a few seconds to load. We are going to scroll down and look for where we have economic sectors. Click on it. The default generally looks like that. So I'm going to choose 4 economic sectors. Feel free to choose any ones you want. So I have technology, I will take healthcare, I will take financials, and I will take material. So those are the 4 I will choose. Feel free, if you want to take more, take more. I will leave the date as it is, have my 4. If you choose something you don't like, just click on it and hit delete. It will go away. Then you can choose the other ones. So I am going to click selected sectors. So it's going to have all data points for this time interval for the selected sectors. I will click download data. It's going to download it. You can see it here. It's going to download it in my download folder. Okay, now that it has downloaded, I want to open a blank Excel sheet. Now I don't think I actually need. I can just click here to open it, or go to your download folder and open the data set. Let's see. I'll say just once. Now you can do that. So every time you have a situation like this where you cannot see your data clearly, it simply means it doesn't have enough space. Just go between the 2 columns A and B, and double click, and you can see here you have date, you have all these things. We need to get rid of some of these things and then take it and pivot it. So what I want to do is to get rid of open, high, low, and only keep close. I'm going to keep close. I'll get rid of open, high, low. I'll get rid of volume. I'll get rid of adjusted. I'll get rid of ticker, and I'll just keep date, close, and sector, because these are the different sectors of the economy. Those are the things we want to keep. Okay, so I'll click here on the column B and just right click on it and take delete. Okay, if you hit delete on your keyboard, let me just show you. If I select it and I hit delete on my keyboard, that is what happens. I don't want that. I just want this column to disappear. So when I click on it, I hit delete, it deletes it completely. It moves it. So I'll just select B and C at the same time, right click, delete it, go to volume, drag it, right click, delete it. We said we will keep close. Also get rid of the ticker, right click, delete it, and that is it. So we have the date, we have the closing price. If you want, you can say closing price, or you can actually get rid of the close even and just leave price. Then we have sector, and we have the technology. So the next thing to do is to pivot it so that you can organize the things by the economic sectors. So I'll go to insert, pivot table, make sure it has selected the data, and I'll take OK. Once I do that, I now have my pivot table. I will take sector and put it where we have columns. Take price, put it where we have values. Click on count of price because I don't want count. Maybe yours gave you some. I do not want that. So I'll click on it. Go to value field setting. Take average. And also go to number format. Take number. Make sure the decimal place is 2. OK. And OK. Now the last thing is to take date, put it where we have rows. Now I do not let me see. I do not need this date here. I'm going to click on the date, just drag it and let it go here, and that's it. So I have years, quarter, months, that's it. Okay, the next thing we want to do now is to generate a chart. So I'll click anywhere inside of that, go to pivot chart, click on pivot chart. I can use this if I want to observe the sector. This is a great summary. So I can actually just take this if I want. So, okay. This is very helpful because this particular chart gives me a fantastic view. Okay, you can see, you can compare it by year. You can see, it really helps you to compare the changes happening in the price, in the performance per sector. Now, the thing we want to do is that we want to add another chart. Now, if you've noticed, if you click here and you go to pivot table, you take that and you add line chart, and you do that, you have your line chart. Okay, I have a pretty large screen, so I can actually increase it, and that will enable me to really see the whole thing. Now, to really make it interesting, so now you can see how things change. However, for you, it's very important that you put the labels of your charts, okay? It's important that you put the title. For example, if you click here, go to design, go to add chart element, and put the chart title, put the axis title, okay? You should label your axis as it's stated in the instructions, and also add the chart title. You should do that. The only thing I need to do, I'll click in that chart. I will go to pivot chart analyze. I will insert a slicer. So I'll click on slicer. I will take sector and I will OK. Now I'll put the sector here. What does this do? It just helps me to be able to examine each of the sectors. So if I want to look at the financials, I can click at financials and see what has happened to financials. So if I want to focus, let's say, on the past 5 years, let's say from 2020 to 2025, let me click again on that, go to pivot chart analyze, click on timeline, click on date, OK. Now bring it here. I have my timeline, click on months, the drop down you have here, and then choose years. Now that I have years, I will first click on 2025. I'll go click here, drag from 2020 to 2025. Now this enables me to see what has happened. Has it been increasing or decreasing? Now note, if I want to get rid of this selection, I just need to click on this clear filter. If I click on clear filter, it goes back to 2010. So let me redo it. 2025, drag it and release it here. Let me see. Yeah, 20. So you can see what has been happening. From that moment, has it been going up, down? What's the behavior? Click on healthcare. How does it look like? Materials, technology. Now you can see the behavior. Now I can click on the clear filter to be able to compare all of them and see which one has been doing well, why it's been doing well, and so on and so forth. You can see that it seems that the technology from 2023 did a sharp increase from 2023 to 2024, and it has been going up stronger. However, if you want to, you can go to the plus, click on the plus to Okay, so if you click on plus, it helps you to really see what's been going on. It fine grains it. You can see the monthly changes. We've gotten rid of date so that we don't see the daily changes, because that will be too much, because it's important for us to see the years. So at this point, I will say it's important for you to leave it at this point. If you need to do it at this point, fine. Else, you go to the minus and you leave it, because you can still see the information. At the end of the day, it's for you, it's for people to see what you are trying to explain, not just to do things. It's for people to see what you are trying to explain. Okay, now I will click here to get rid of that part, and I strongly recommend you do a print screen and take all of this and put it in a Word document. So I will open a Word document, a blank Word document, and I will use a blank document to put my thing. But first I will do a print screen. Now it's important for me to see that you generated all of these things. I need to see, so I will select that. I need to see your slicer. I need to see your timeline. I need to see them. Why is that? Because some students took their data, uploaded it in ChatGPT to generate the charts. Listen, guys, I've been using ChatGPT for a long time. Don't do that. I know exactly what has been generated by it. If you do that, you will not be happy with your grade. So I need to see these things to make sure you've used Excel. So I have a blank screen. I'll put it there, and I will come and do that. Let's do that. Fix there, and I'll click there. Now you can move it as you want, and now is the opportunity you have to answer the questions which are given. If you look here, it says you have an introduction where you give some blah blah blah. Then you have a comparative analysis where you are comparing the different sectors, and then if you here it says economic impact discussion, where you are talking about the strong sectors of Canada, and finally you just give a conclusion. So I want to see 4 paragraphs. Don't make it long, because this is not the only course you have. Just give me 4 paragraphs, and at the end of the day, convert your Word into a PDF. Now this is how I'm going to correct your paper. It says data download and handling. In other words, when you download the data, you get rid of the other columns and so on. It's 10%. It simply means when I see your chart, if it's created the right way, I know you did this part properly and you've done this properly, you get automatically 60%. Now I want to see what you said about the individual sectors, and how you compared the sectors, and then just make your paper look nice and professional. Some of you put charts, no one can see what is on the chart. Some do not put titles, do not label their charts or label the axis and so on. So if you do that, then you get 100%. At the beginning, I just want you to be able to follow the process. Later on, we will start looking at how in-depth the analysis is, and I will have examples to show you how to go about doing it. I think that is about it for this video, and yeah, let's see.